This is another perfect example of why you can't just judge a book by its cover. Boom, one and done. You gotta keep going. If I never gave Ren a second chance from that first time we watched him, man, yeah, I would be sad. His music has really made, his music has kind of changed some of the ways that I do my own work. And I don't mean this YouTube stuff hanging out with you guys. I mean like my actual job. I've taken some of his stuff and I've kind of thought of it like, okay, so if he's doing this and he's telling the story this way, I wonder if I could do this with one of my projects, and it's worked out for me. So I got to give him some props.
Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord, trouble so hard.
Now, I hope you can read all this fast enough.
I don't reach into the past very much for these shards of shattered glass and harsh paper cuts. Leave me stop when I reach in, memories are seeped in. Hydrochloric acid, I go to war and get passive and freeze up. Music helped the ice to thaw, put the chisel in the middle, swing the hammer of Thor. Pull it out of the impossible, Excalibur sword. Etching notepads full of reasons why my feelings are sore. The first day that I got sick, ejected from the cockpit of living. 19, young teen, waking up bitten. Posters up, manhunt, Ren went missing. Hard to have faith when the gods don't listen. The first hit maybe was the hardest. Waking in the body that was buried like a carcass. Brain in the lion's den, body in the shark pit. Waking up in pain again, aching, broken hearted. Persistent little blogger, I was bouncing from a doctor to a doctor to a doctor, like a table tennis game that has no end. So be the fate of Ren. Every single question answered with a question on the end. The second year I came to terms with giving up my dreams. Mine was severed from the means to help me write these rhyme schemes. Brain was inflamed, the fatigue was crushing. Hard to remain sane with your brain combusting. And the third year was murder, living in a purgatory full of worry, wouldn't live to be 30. Lifestyle hurt me, always in my bed tomb. Rearranged the alphabet and all the letters spelled doom. Light hurt my eyes, popping pills to survive. When you're 23 and mentally you steadily decline. 24 I was poor.
Now, for those of you that are already worried, because I'm already feeling this, so I know you are. I can't understand half of what he's saying. Some of it, the music is slightly too loud. Like I can't process fast enough. Now that's very Ren. The way he spits his stories is impressive. And you're never going to catch everything that first go. So after we listen to this, I'm going to pull up the lyrics and I'm going to read through them. And that's where you're going to find the gold.
Disability benefits. What's the benefit of disability? It's irrelevant. 25 and the scars that were etched, they crack. Elastic bands only stretch so far and then snap. Deep in psychosis, hallucinations, troubled vision. Visits from the underworld were conjuring my superstition. 25 living back at home with my mum, but not because I'm a bum, alone and physically done. So thin, so frail, so weak I'd become. And my skin so pale, never kissed by the sun. One time I carved a hole in my chest just to feel. I wish that was a metaphor, the struggle was real. When you're living in the Holocaust, you buckle and kneel. There's relief in the teeth of the kiss of cold steel. Facts. 26, I'm highly medicated and the pain sophisticated while I'm lying broken naked on my back. I bore my microphone until my coffin started dropping raw thoughts with the Grim Reaper knocking on the track. But then, man, lo and behold, I heard an angel beckon on this treacherous road. Was a stem cell doctor with a generous glow. In the cell transplant, pulled me out of the cold. And my skin got younger and my body got stronger. And my stomach felt hunger for a door that was closed. And my soul heard music for the first time. Beauty was a word I'd use for this gift of gold. Oh Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Make me whole. This music I give you. Pain that I live through. Everything I've been through is yours to hold.
If that limo shot wasn't planned, that is dope. Because remember what his jacket said in the beginning? It says it right there. Hollywood spit me out. And all of a sudden a friggin' limo pops up in the background. Okay, now where the real juice comes in. Now, hopefully you caught the beginning, the very beginning. It was one line specifically. And, I'm just going to read this in case you missed it. Some of you came in late. From the age of 19 until 26, I spent most of my life in bed in physical and mental pain. I spent years bouncing from doctor to doctor searching for a way out with no luck. The more time that passed without answers, the more my body would deteriorate. By the time I was 25, I could barely stand and entered a stress-induced psychosis. Although I was convinced I was going to die, I did climb out. This is my story of hope. I wish I'd had more stories of hope at that time. Boom. Let's hit the lyrics. Now, just as a reminder, because in case you missed it here, Ren has Lyme disease. And does anybody know what ME and fibromyalgia? I know fibromyalgia. POTS, MC. I'm not familiar with these. Conditions like Lyme disease, ME, MCAS, POTS, fibromyalgia, etc., all receive criminally low attention and funding relative to many other conditions. Victims are usually left to suffer for years without any solid explanation of what is going on and receive very little help to escape a body constantly at war with itself. This can make you feel like giving up, and many times I came close, but I'm so happy I didn't because life is beautiful now. I promise yours can be too. For those of you still living in the dark, hold on. There will be a day where these conditions are more easily managed. Until that day, I will keep pushing for more exposure, more compassion, and more understanding. We all deserve a life free of suffering, where we can find moments of real beauty and peace. Even when things seem hopeless, I promise this is still possible. Hope. So especially when it comes to Ren, with his messaging, and it's not always about his illnesses or his experience. Sometimes it's about greater issues. If you look at Money Game 1, 2, or 3, or you look at something like Violet's Tale and Jenny and Screech, he's incredible. All right, so even if you're not a fan of his music, at least listen to these lyrics with me. Troubles. Oh, Lordy, my troubles are so hard. I don't reach into the past very much, for these shards of shattered glass and harsh paper cuts leave me stuck. When I reach in, memories are seeped in. Hydrochloric acid, I go to war and get passive. And freeze up. Music helped the ice to thaw. Put the chisel in the middle, swing the hammer of Thor. Pull it out of the impossible, Excalibur sword, etching notepads full of reasons why my feelings are sore. Now let me just pause it right there. Do you see the picture that he's painting right now with these words? Etching notepads full of reasons why my feelings are sore. So he could be talking about the actual doctors, he could be talking therapy, or just his own notes on trying to figure out what the hell is going on with him. The first day that I got sick, ejected from cockpit of living. Wow. 19, young teen, waking up bitten. He's got Lyme disease. Posters up, manhunt, Ren went missing. Hard to have faith when the gods don't listen. The first year maybe was the hardest. Waking in the body that was buried like a carcass. Brain in the lion's den, body in a shark pit. Waking up in pain again, aching, brokenhearted. Persistent little bugger. I was bouncing from a doctor to a doctor to a doctor, like a table tennis game that has no end. So be the fate of Ren. Every single question answered with a question on the end. The second year I came to terms with giving up my dreams. Mind was severed from the means that helped me write these rhyme schemes. Brain was inflamed, the fatigue was crushing. Hard to remain sane with your brain combusting. And the third year was murder, living in a purgatory full of worry, wouldn't live to be 30. Lifestyle hurt me, always in my bed tomb, rearranged the alphabet and all the letters spelled doom. Light hurt my eyes, popping pills to survive. When you're 23 and mentally, you steadily decline. 24, I was poor. Disability benefits. What's the benefit of disability? It's irrelevant. 25, and the scars that were etched. They cracked. Elastic bands only stretch so far and then snap. Deep in psychosis, hallucinations, troubled vision, visits from the underworld were conjuring my superstition. 25, living back at home with my mum. But not because I'm a bum, alone and physically done, so thin, so frail, so weak I'd become, and my skin so pale, never kissed by the sun. One time I carved a hole in my chest, just to feel. I wish that was a metaphor. The struggle is real. When you're living in the Holocaust, you buckle and kneel. There's relief in the teeth of the kiss of cold steel. Fact, 26, I'm highly medicated and the pain sophisticated. While I'm laying broken, naked on my back, I brought my microphone into my coffin and started dropping. Raw thoughts and the Grim Reaper knocking on the track. Then, man, lo and behold, I heard an angel beckon on this treacherous road. Was a stem cell doctor with a generous glow, and a cell transplant brought me out of the cold. And my skin got younger, and my body got stronger, and my stomach felt hunger for a door that was closed. And my soul heard music for the first time. Beauty was a word I'd use for this gift of gold. Oh, Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Make me whole. This music I give you, pain that I lived through, everything I've been through is yours to hold. Oh, Lordy, my troubles so hard. I gave up the struggle, and I gave up this trouble. And I gave up this. Oh, Lordy, my troubles so hard. Now, it's hard to get all that the way that he goes. Like, his accent for me is hard enough. It's pretty thick. But he goes, and sometimes he switches cadences, sometimes he speeds up, and he's really great at what he does. He storytells incredibly. And I was initially going to say, I feel like with a message this important, I'm surprised that he chose to do the video this way. Wow, I think I just rhymed and I didn't mean to. That was pretty cool. But if I'm Ren, especially something like this, like I don't want to wait anymore. I want to get this message out. I have the song written. We've got the track laid down. It's already recorded. Like, let's just go and film over a couple days and just get it out there. Because the message is the message is the message. It's not necessarily going to make that much more of a difference if we plan this month-long shoot with post-production. I need to get it out there. I need to let it go and gain traction and get this word out. That's my theory. I mean, this is 2 weeks ago. It's got 2 million views. And Ren's an independent artist. This cat doesn't have a whole, giant company behind him. It's him, as far as I know. I could be wrong. Some of you renegades that are floating around, I know you'll fix me if I'm wrong. But I tell you what, if anything in these lyrics hit you in any way, they hit you like a truck. And I know some of you can relate to that. Ren is a master of storytelling. And this being his story, he crafts it so beautifully. Man. Just the fact that in the video he says, I wish there had been more stories of hope in my time, like for me. It's important. I mean, we talk about this kind of stuff, kind of a lot. It seems to always kind of veer back to, we talk about hope, we talk about not giving up, fighting the good fight. I'm glad that you're here. We talk about this stuff a lot because for some people, and I've been through it too, and I'm sure I'll go through it again. Sometimes it's just a daily thing. It's a daily struggle. So sometimes you got to be reminded 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row. You need different ways to find hope and see hope and understand that somebody else went through something similar, or somebody else has seen darkness. I mean, there were lines in here for me that were that truck. And I know when he describes something the way he does, I know what it's like to be sitting right there and experiencing exactly what he's talking about. And there's that moment that can change everything for you. And I know some of you experience that too. So while the message is difficult in some parts, it does really beautifully lay out the reality of what life can be and what it is. It can be dark and it can be light. And regardless of how dark it is, like, the light will come. And we talk about spring day, we talk about sitting in the snow together. But hope.